The hard edge of the wind cut into her back, knocking her forward as she trudged through the sand. The moon was out, its pocked face shining and its crater eyes watching her slow progress. The tiny infant in her arms slept despite the cold, his legs curled against her body and his tiny head pressed into her chest, warming the skin right above her heart. She stroked his soft fuzz of hair, which was the same bright red as her own, thank God. Despite everything, it marked him as hers. He was the reason she was doing this, even though she knew what would happen if they caught her. She wasn't the first woman who tried to escape, nor would she be the last. She paused, catching her breath. The stairs rose high and steep against the bluff, and the mansion loomed above unnaturally bright despite the hour. She imagined she could almost hear the hum and crackle of electricity above the wind. The white stucco glowed more vividly than the moon, and she could see the dark shapes of palm trees hulking nearby, their fronds hacking the air like blades. Was he still awake inside? Could he be watching her, even now? She began to climb, moving slowly, carefully, not wanting the baby to wake and give them both away. She turned into the path halfway up the stairs, carved into the rock of the hillside. The bluff was steep, but there was one section she thought she could climb if she wore the baby in a sling she'd fashioned, and then she could reach the outside of the mansion compound and the road. Freedom. She could taste it in the air, stronger than the salt. Gingerly, she tucked her charge into the carrier and dug her fingers into the packed dirt of the wall. Her foot found purchase against a rock. It was working. She was going to get away. "Where do you think you're going?" She cried out as a hand closed around her arm and pulled her off the bluff, making her land hard on the ground. She hadn't heard him approach, with the wind and ocean hissing in her ears. He'd found her after all. He knew what she had planned. Somehow he always knew. Nowhere, nothing. Her voice was no louder than a whisper, but it was too late. They both knew that. She sobbed as the little boy was removed from her sling, her body abruptly lighter and her heart heavier. "It's a beautiful night for a boat ride, don't you think?" he asked, and she swallowed down her tears, willing herself to be brave. She scrabbled back up the hillside a couple of feet before he yanked her back down again, small rocks slicing into her hands and knees as she fell.